we have two kinds of probability, and theoretical probability we actually did in the very first intro video. Theoretical is like flipping a coin, rolling a die. Things that should happen, where you don't actually do it, you just hypothesize. Empirical probability is like doing experiments. So if you sit down and you actually flip a coin 50 times and you record your data, you use that data to answer probability questions, not theoretical. Like, what's the probability of flipping a heads? 50%, because there's two sides and one of them's a heads. That's theoretical. Experimental would be flipping a coin 50 times and having 30 heads and 20 tails, and then say the probability of flipping heads is 30 out of 50 because that's what you did. Empirical probability is all about experiments, finding data, and using probability from that data. So we are going to pretend that we opened 2 bags of M&Ms, and we had plain M&Ms and peanut M&Ms, and this was our data. So I'm giving you made-up data. Now we're going to use that to find the probability. Because theoretically, you should have an equal chance of finding any color of M&M in a package, theoretically, but we know that doesn't always happen. So we'll use these numbers as M&M packages to find probability. Number 1, what is the probability of selecting a red candy? Well, red candy is that top line. So if I'm looking at this, red candy, there were 6 red candies out of 32 total. 6 out of 32 is 0.1875, which is 18.75%. What's the probability of selecting a peanut candy? Well, here's peanuts. There's 11 total, so 11 out of 32, which is 0.344, which is 34.4%. What's the probability of selecting a green colored plain candy? Green plain, this number here. There we go. So I want 1 out of 32, which is 0.031, which is 3.1%. So out of all of these candies, I have basically a 3% chance of finding a plain green candy. It's pretty low. What's the probability of selecting a green candy if it is plain? So that means I'm only dealing with plain candies. My denominator is now 21. And there's 1 green one, so it's 1 out of 21. You see how it changes. 0.048, which is 4.8%. Probability doesn't go up all that much because there's still just 1 green candy. What's the probability of selecting a candy that is either blue or yellow? Well, here's blue, here's yellow. And we talked about we talked about subtracting the overlap. But do we have a candy that is both blue and yellow? Don't say green, because that's a different color, right? So no, we don't have an overlap. So I'm going to have blue plus yellow over the total. So 10 over 32 is 0.3125, which is 31.25%. Find the probability of selecting a candy which is peanut or brown. Well, now, can I have an overlap there? Yeah. So I'm going to take peanut plus brown, and I'm going to subtract the peanuts that are brown. So in terms of mathematics, peanuts, there are 11 out of 32. Brown, there are 10 out of 32. And the overlap is 4 out of 32 because there are 4 brown peanuts. So when I do that math, 11 plus 10 minus 4 gives me 21 minus 4 is 17. There we go. Lost my spot on my page. 17 out of 32 is 0.531, or a 53.1% chance. Find the probability of selecting an orange candy if it is plain. So again, we're only dealing with plains. So my denominator is 21, and there are 3 oranges. So 3 out of 21 is 0.143, 14.3%. And last one on this page, number 8. Find the probability of selecting a candy which is plain or not blue. So plain or not blue. Well, if we think about this, that's plain plus not blue minus the plain not blue. And you're like, wow, this is crazy. Well, not really. Let's think about this. Probability of picking a plain candy, that's not hard. 21 over 32. Now let's look at not blue. We know there are 32 candies total. 2 of them are blue. So not blue would be 30 out of 32, right? Makes sense? Because it's everything that's not blue. So not blue is 30 out of 32. Now, let's look at the plain not blues. So when you look at the plains, there are 21. 2 of them are blues. So plain not blue would be 19 out of, 19 out of 32, because we're looking at out of all of them. If they're plain but not blue, there's 19 out of the 32. So 19 out of 32. 19 plain candies that are not blue. So 21 plus 30 minus 19 is 32 out of 32. And you're thinking, how can that be 100%? What did I hit? There we go. How do I have a 100% chance of getting a plain or not blue? Well, think about it. You want plain. Any of these candies are okay. And you want not blue. So these are okay, these are okay. Everything except the blue candy. Well, notice I don't have any blue peanut candy. And that's why your probability is 100%. If you put these in and you're saying, okay, I have to have a plain M&M, or it can be peanut but not blue. And that's 100%. And that's the end of this video.